Gera-Lind Kolarik, the author of Freed to Kill. Can I have that book? Freed to Kill is the true story of this maniac, serial murderer Larry Eyler, and the shocking travesty of justice that enabled him to kill again. The travesty of justice you're talking about is, I guess, the bail reduction?
Travesty of justice is the fact that not only the bail reduction, Geraldo, but the fact that Larry Eyler was a suspect in 23 murders and also in torturing, kidnapping, and killing men, and sexual assault in 3 states, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, and he was charged with Carmen's son's murder, and that evidence was suppressed because his rights are violated, and he was freed back into society. No psychiatric examinations, nothing. They knew they had a potential serial killer again. They knew what he did. They saw how he tied up men, stripped them naked, stabbed them multiple times, took the IDs. They knew that there were possible accomplices involved, but yet they freed him. And that is a travesty of justice, and also the fact of no follow-up on this guy. And then when he killed again, he killed as many as 2 other people before they caught him. They never found the other body. And once he's in jail, and once he's been tried and convicted for the murder of Danny Bridges, this book of mine came out because as a journalist, I was frustrated. I worked at a TV station in Chicago, and I saw that there were 21 other murders out there that nobody cared about. And there were no answers for Wilma, Carmen, and other people. And I looked into the evidence that was available, and you know what? I found that in this case of 1982 of Stephen Egan, they found a key underneath the body that opened the door where Larry Eyler worked. They found his cigarette lighter, but they never prosecuted him. When the book came out, he was going to be charged with this, and that's when everything started to develop because he then admitted to the murder, and now he's using the main accomplice, a professor from Indiana State University, Dr. Little, who was acquitted by a jury because of insufficient evidence, but he's using Little and the accomplices to try to make deals. He was going to talk about 21 murders. The Cook County State's attorney was going to admit to 21 murders if his death penalty was overturned and he had life in jail without parole. He and his lawyers started playing games. We're going to tell you about the murders. We're going to tell Wilma.
He couldn't possibly get out, though, could he?
Yes, he can.
He can.
He's got an appeal now, and if he gets a new trial, and he's claiming that this professor killed this Danny Bridges, the jury's going to say, well, hey, you admit to cutting up a body. You admit to disposing it. Hey, you've had time served. And he's out. He's out on the Illinois murder. And the Stephen Egan murder, the one that he admitted to in 1990 as a result of Free to Kill, he's going to go to Indiana but only serve as many as 20 years, and he walks free again.
And how many people total?
23 that they know of, and he's talking about 40 other more bodies that he can lead them to.
Parole or perversion, Gera-Lind?
I want to ask you a question concerning when they're up for parole. You know, we have all this stuff about the insanity defense before, you know, when they're going into trial. How about psychiatric examination before they're released on the street, that it be made mandatory because of the crime that they've done and because they've been in there? You've got somebody in jail 7 or 10 years.
Let Joanne Page try that, the executive director of the